Alright. Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Patch of the Week. In this week's patch we're going to investigate Korg Volca Keys, which is a really cool synthesizer, and I'm actually using it in conjunction with some of the other gear in the studio, namely the Ibanez Lo-Fi LF7 and the Octatrack. Let's get right into it. So the Volca patch is actually very simple. I'm using the poly ring mode because it sounds just a little bit different than the regular poly. So actually I think this sounds really cool, even though there's no polyphony to drive the ring mod, but it just sounds cool. The detune is completely no effect, so it's irrelevant. I have a bit of portamento, maybe you can hear it or maybe not, I don't know. And then the filter is actually pretty interesting because the resonance is really high, and without the envelope it sounds like that. Only the envelope, which is pretty standard actually, but it gives it this sort of 8-bit quality. And the LFO is completely off. I'm not using the LFO on the Volca for this one. So that's the patch. But the secret is that it's actually going through an Ibanez Lo-Fi pedal. And this is actually a really cool pedal because it's an overdrive, but also with very extensive filtering. So without it, it sounds like that. With the pedal, it sounds like that. So what it does, it gives it a little overdrive, but also the low cut. So the LF7 can function as a high-pass filter, and it's actually very useful for the Volca because the low end of the Volca is not it's difficult to tame. So it just works better if you cut this out. So I'm using this as my high-pass filter and a little drive for a little extra oomph. So this is what it sounds like. With a little more punch, if you know what I mean. But there's actually one more trick. I'm using the Octatrack to trigger the delay on the Volca. And how I'm doing this is very simple. I just go to my MIDI track responsible for the Volca, and I go to, first of all, I activate control change by pressing function and the knob for CC1. Then I set the parameter in here to 53, which is the CC message for feedback value on the delay on the Volca. And then I actually go to LFO and I send it to CC1. It's a triangle wave and it's moving freely and very slowly, which means oh yeah, that from time to time the LFO is going to trigger the delay on the Volca. And that's the final patch. Yeah, that's pretty good. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Patch of the Week. Make sure to tune in on Monday. I'm going to be doing a breakdown of 4 of my favorite Octatrack effects. And I'm going to explain how I use every single one of those effects. So make sure to subscribe for more content like that. Have a great evening and take care.